This is Bob McFarland. This video is about duplicate bridge scoring. Duplicate bridge scoring is different from rubber bridge scoring. Rubber bridge, what we used back in the 50s and 60s, and today is called social bridge. Some people still call it rubber bridge. Kept score by taking a piece of paper and drawing a line on it, having below the line and above the line. What you bid and made was below the line, and anything above that was above the line. Well, the good news is in duplicate bridge scoring, there's no memorization that's required. Everything is done by the computer. And here is the computer. It's called a bridge mate. It sits at north on every table. It shows the board. You put in the bid. In this particular bid was 3 no trump by West, and it was doubled. And it's waiting on the results. Once the results are put in, it'll calculate them and send them to the director. If you wanted to know the scores, you could look on the back of your bidding cards for whatever you bid. This bid is 4 spades. And on the back, you can see that 4 spades bid made is 420 in the green. That's not vulnerable. In the red, it's vulnerable, 620. It also shows extra tricks and what happens if you're doubled or possibly redoubled. A game contract is won by a score of 100 or more points. In order to get 100 points, you have to consider the value of a trick. Every trick that's a heart or spade or no trump is worth 30 points, except for the first no trump, which is worth 40, so that if you bid 3 no trump, you can make game with 3 no trump. 40 plus 60 plus equal 100. On 4 hearts or spades, that 30 a trick, it would take 4 tricks above your book to make game, which would be 120. And 5 clubs or diamonds, since they're only worth 20 a trick, would be 5. So that'd be 5 plus the 6 for the book, or 11 tricks. Most you can take is 13. A side which has won 1 game contract is vulnerable. And a side which has not yet won a game contract is not vulnerable. You're either vulnerable or you're not vulnerable. And the way you tell is you look at the board. When you sit down at the table, whatever your position is, and you're about to pull the cards out, you'll see whether you're vulnerable or not vulnerable. And after you pull the cards out, you'll see a red tray if you're vulnerable or a silver tray if you're not vulnerable. It also shows you who the dealer is. So the game contract, in addition to what you bid and make, you get an extra 300 points if you're not vulnerable and an extra 500 points if you're vulnerable. A side which is vulnerable is not only subject to higher bonuses, as we've talked about, but also higher penalties. And there's no legs in duplicate. In duplicate, you could bid 1 no trump, make a 40, and then you could add 60 more to it. That's called a leg. In addition to the contract scores in duplicate, partial scores are awarded an additional 50 points. So if you bid 2 spades and make 60, you get to add 50 to it, which will be 110. The computer will take care of all that. All you got to do is put score in. Slam is when you bid and make almost all the tricks. A small slam is 6 above book, which is 12 tricks, and a grand slam is 7 above. So there's bonuses for slams. For not vulnerable, a small slam is 500, and the grand slam would be 750, and more, of course, if you're vulnerable. That's a quick review of the duplicate bidding scoring. Thank you.